And welcome back to WWE 2K25 MyRise. In this case, previously we said we were going to NXT to take on one of these NXT people, as they claim to not be responsible for the mystery attacker who's been acting on their lonesome. When, according to Nick Aldis, they've been doing group attacks since they have revealed themselves. Now, our character, Holly, is showing up on their TV with their belt, with backup being Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, and Liv Morgan. Expecting NXT, this Mutiny, to have their own backup. Now, normally I skip entrances of characters we've already seen. Characters, wrestlers, same difference. However, I felt the need to show that one on the ground. It was different in a group entrance, but if it was her on her lonesome, I would not have shown it. Unless it was a situation like this, with a wrestler we have not seen. Gigi Dolan, known now on the Independents as Priscilla Kelly due to an incident where, not really an incident, due to the fact she was released from the company prior to me recording this video, and basically that's it. Prior to WWE, she ran around on the independent scene, various companies. Notably, she showed up in Women's Superstars Uncensored, and at one point in 2018 ended up in DDT Pro Wrestling, a Japanese wrestling promotion that is just known for having a ton of fun. Eventually, bouncing around the independent scene, she makes her way to Evolve, and then Style Battle, and slowly but surely, she bounces around the independent scene before making her way to Shine Wrestling in Shine Wrestling she is in 2016, which Shine is a New York women's promotion. It's all women, and they have a sister promotion, Shimmer Women's Athletes, in Japan. So it's basically the American branch of that, similar to how New Japan has the New Japan Strong shows in the US. That's what it is. So she bounces around there and eventually becomes Shine Tag Champ and is the inaugural Shine Nova Champion, where is impressive. In Japan, she also has a bit with Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling and has a brief one-off appearance in AEW in 2020. She shows up at All Out in their Battle Royal, doesn't win, and then has to job out to Britt Baker. Comes in WWE, given a new brand, a new name in Gigi Dolan, which pretty good, and she's immediately put on the NXT developmental branch as a third member of a three-person faction. It's her, Jacy Jayne is in the tag team, where the two of them go on to win the NXT Women's Tag Team titles twice, and Mandy Rose. Well, eventually throughout the course of this, she ends up bouncing around a couple of, before this comes up, she's bouncing around minor tag teams and they're just trying to find a spot for her until they get her this. Once she gets that, she's paired with them until the group fizzles out due to Mandy Rose leaving the company for controversial reasons, is the best way to describe it. No, it's the most PG way to describe it, to just put it at that. So, because of the fact Rose ended up leaving the company / getting released from the company, her and Jacy stayed as a team before eventually fizzling out and getting rebranded in both directions. So, yeah, she's bounced around doing feuds, and then basically is what happened. She was fizzling around feuds, they didn't have anything to do with her, so eventually they released her, which sucks. Since then, she's made a couple appearances for TNA and various other independent promotions. Notably, she's also been bouncing around Major League Wrestling, and of course, she went back to, after being released, she went back to her name in Priscilla Kelly. Yeah. Which was, honestly, I don't necessarily want to say it was a good thing for her, but, like, she doesn't own the copyright to Gigi Dolan, which is probably, and it's also what she was known as on the indies, and was very well known. She was also one of the participants, and I want to say the second Mae Young Classic, and was one of my picks to win it all. But, alas, did not work out. Prior to, in an interesting fact, my mom ended up liking her because she liked a lot of that trashy reality TV. She watched a reality TV show called My Big Fat American Gypsy Wedding, in which she was on it, being known as the quote, and sort of adopting that stuff into the wrestling style of her, known as like a gypsy princess or queen. But when the show stopped airing, and she just stopped doing that, kind of went to a more succubus, seductress, goth type tone, and rebranded herself as Hell's favorite harlot. And here's the headlock driver. Notably, some of her championships outside of the inaugural Shine championship was she, let's see, for where did they move it? Yeah, the Nova champion, the one-time inaugural, and the two-time NXT tag champ with JC James all time. There's a handful of other like independent promotion titles that she's held, such as like the Rogue Tag Team Championship with Viperous, and a handful of like PWI, top 500, top 100, like stuff. Other than that, that's basically all there is to say about her. Great wrestler.
Over the past few weeks, we've witnessed a series of unsettling attacks, but tonight, we may finally have a breakthrough. Nick, can you confirm the rumors that new evidence has emerged regarding the identity of the masked attacker?
I can. After a comprehensive search here at SmackDown tonight, we've made a significant discovery. The Mutiny mask used in the attacks was found inside one of our locker rooms. That's right. These atrocities were perpetrated by a SmackDown superstar, someone we considered one of our own.
Are you able to reveal the name of the superstar you believe carried out these attacks?
Yes. It pains me to say this because of the trust I had in this woman, but it appears that our masked attacker is none other than Naomi.
You're saying that Naomi has been a double agent for Mutiny?
Sadly, it is unquestionably so.
Stunning information that I'm sure will send shockwaves through the WWE universe. Thank you, Nick.
What? No. No. What? She said she's not behind the attacks. It's a setup, not guilty. The evidence speaks for itself. Liv isn't an accusation. It's betrayal. Stop lying. Bailey looks like she's growing, even if some don't know it yet. Welcome, Naomi. I said it once, I'll say it again. I'm not Mutiny. I'm Team WWE. Always been about the glow and positivity, not chaos and betrayal. Actions speak louder than words. And right now, all we've got are your words and very convincing evidence from start. Oh no. So who messed with our stuff? Punk?
That was an unexpected turn of events.
You know anything about it?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. The mask was in my locker, not Naomi's.
Well, here's the thing. When I heard Aldis was on a locker hunt, I panicked. I couldn't let you get caught, so I grabbed the mask from your bag and I ditched it. I don't know how it ended up in Naomi's locker, though.
Interesting. That is unfortunate, but at the same time, it is better her than me, since they don't know who I am. But,
whatever happened, Naomi got caught in the crossfire. And the only people who know she's innocent are her and the two of us.
Yeah, we gotta get that fixed.
Sure, but I have a feeling Naomi's going to end up joining Mutiny anyway. She might as well at this point. Once again, Mutiny gets stronger. Unless you want to try to convince her she's not alone.
No, we
I
can
can't just
stand
watch
with her.
Naomi go down for something she didn't do. It's not right. I'm not stupid enough to come completely clean, but I can at least give her some support.
Agreed.
Bold move. Let's see how this plays out.
Hey, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. We can't do anything. Okay, mask found in Naomi's locker. Convenient. Is an attempt to undercut the solidarity of WWE. Anyone coming from Naomi know this. Face me too. See you this week on SmackDown. And she's happy someone has her back. Great. Alright. So now, we got ourselves a tag match, it seems. So let's see. What do we got going on in here? Okay, this is the two of us making our entrance. Can't really discuss too much about Naomi because I've already done that. And honestly, we're going to skip this since generic entrance number 7. Yeah. I really wish they would let you pick, like, team entrances for just in general. But you can't. But Liv Morgan with Mysterio and Orton. Now, I know we haven't seen Morgan's entrance because last time we would have seen it, he got jumped by a masked attacker, aka Scorpion Under. It was Scorpion Under the mask, we know that. So, yeah. We're at least gonna watch this entrance this time. So, nobody yells at me in the comments for not showing our entrance. You wanna yell at me for not showing generic entrance number 7? So be it. Even if you just wanna yell at me in general, yell at me in the comments. Engagement's great. I can't complain. Zoe Stark is our other opponent. Great. I don't know what the heck to talk about because I've already covered everyone's career in this match. Naomi was covered in her Bloodline episode. Stark and Liv were covered in the last episode. So, what the heck am I going to talk about this time? Well, maybe I can go over the last wrestling event I was at. Yeah, might as well do that. So, the most recent wrestling event I went to was at good old Coastal Championship Wrestling. It is not a show. A company obviously based in Florida, and they do shows all over Florida. Primarily, I go to their one down in... If you're in Florida, this is going to make sense. It's in Old Town, and it's in one of their bars. It's like the second Friday of every month. It's called Conquer, Kissimmee, and that's where I ended up this past Friday night, because a buddy of mine messaged me saying, hey, are there any events coming up? I said, well, there was a SmackDown the night he messaged me in Orlando, and I went to that one as well. I said, but there should be one coming up on the 10th of October. It ended up being the 17th because I didn't think the second Friday being a holiday weekend, that they didn't do a show that night. So, they moved it down to the following weekend. So yeah, this is when it will be. So, he said, okay, cool. You want to go? I'm like, yeah, I'll go. I'll always want to go to these events. And we put it in our whole, like, little group chat that we were going to the event, and unfortunately it was just him and I, because everybody else was working. I also ended up bringing one of my siblings along, just to make it a little bit fun, more the merrier. It was one of those indie shows, like, if you ever see, like, the independent shows, like, from the bars, where it's like, the bar's here, the ring is here, there's a barricade, and it's like, I might catch something if I sit in the wrong spot. That's kind of what this area was. But no, great show overall. The biggest name on the show was the CCW original So there was no really... There was one ex-WWE guy on the card. His current name is Danny Briggs. To put it this way, I don't remember what his name was when he was in WWE. That's the best way to describe it. There was all that. Other notable events on the card was there was a no DQ match between two of the women. Mila Moore and... I can't even remember the other girl's name. Oh, it's just a frustrating part sometimes, because you either remember everybody's name or you remember nobody's name. But the biggest pop of the night was definitely for one of two people. First one that would have warranted pop of the night, which he usually gets pop of the night every time we go, was Cha-Cha Charlie. Who that is, he is the franchise of CCW. He's basically their guy. He's who they try to get everywhere. And the other pop of the night was for this kid named Ariel Dominguez, who has had a couple appearances on MLW, from what I have seen. And he's a hometown boy, like Kissimmee hometown boy. Other people who have been in CCW, that you may know if you're a fan of AEW, the Spanish commentator Ariel Levy. He's been on a handful of CCW shows. Matt Riddle has been on a handful of CCW shows. And there's just, like, Jay Vidal, if you follow Impact, he was on a show that I was at one time, and he had a good match taking on the aforementioned Dominguez for the CCW Cruiserweight Championship. And probably one of the best matches I had ever seen live at, like, an independent type show. Well, then you also had the ladder match between him and Levy for the belt. That was also a really good match. And yeah, the roof I think would have came off that bar if Dominguez would have won that match that night. He unfortunately didn't. But at the SmackDown I was at most recently, it was like 2 weeks before Crown Jewel. It was basically when that triple threat between Cargill, Jack, and Stratton came on, which was a good match all the way, but then you had that really awkward finish. I think it was just, they made a mistake. I think someone in the back called an audible, and they weren't able to relay the message in time. So they did what they had to do to get what they wanted to get done. But it worked out for them in the long run. But I think with this one, we're going to call it here this time before this video drags on a bit too long. I will catch you next time.